Welcome to Spirited Investigations and welcome to Legends from the Wilderness of Alaska. This list of 10 is part of a playlist of gentle listening, spooky collections from across the USA. The screen fades to black so you can enjoy the stories without distractions. Please do consider a like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. First is the 4th Avenue Theatre in Anchorage, which is believed to be the most haunted theatre in Alaska. Built between 1941 and 1947, the construction of the Art Deco-style theatre was temporarily halted during World War II. By 2011, it needed some major attention and renovations, which is when a group purchased it, with plans to restore it to its former glory. Over the years, there have been sightings of a lady wandering the theatre's halls. Also, some have reported seeing the ghostly figure of a man, usually described as wearing a black suit and a top hat. Among the theatre's most famous ghostly sightings is that of Sidney Lawrence, a man with deep ties to the theatre. His apparition is often seen admiring the murals, or he may be seen seated quietly in the audience. Another spectral inhabitant, a former stagehand named Tommy, reportedly continues his duties from beyond the grave, occasionally playing pranks with the stage lights and the sound system to make his presence known. Entry number 2 is from Tlingit folklore, where the Kushtaka or land otter men are reported as shape-shifting creatures capable of assuming the form of a human or an otter. They're known to lure victims by imitating the cries of women or children, leading them to watery graves. Some stories portray them as rescuers, saving lost individuals from freezing, by turning them into Kushtaka themselves. A mixed blessing indeed. If you're hiking through Alaska's wilderness and you hear an eerie whistle or a cry for help, there are a few ways to protect yourself. Copper. The creature reportedly doesn't like it at all. Something made of copper may keep it at bay. Dogs. Kushtakas are said to fear dogs. Great news if you're on your travels with a furry companion. Fire. In some tales, fire repels the creatures, making a campfire a possible lifesaver. Urine. Less glamorous but practical. Some legends claim the scent of urine will drive the Kushtaka away. For number 3, there's the Alaskan Triangle. Much like the Bermuda Triangle, Alaska has its own area of unexplained phenomena. It stretches between Anchorage, Juneau and Barrow, with notoriety for mysterious disappearances of people, planes and boats. 20,000 people have gone missing in that triangular area. The phenomenon first came to public attention in October 1972, when a small passenger plane suddenly disappeared when flying from Anchorage to Juneau. Neither the passengers or the wreckage were ever found, despite multiple search efforts. In 1950, a military aircraft carrying 44 people also vanished without a trace, and the same happened with a Cessna 340 carrying 4 passengers in 1990. Some attribute these vanishings to extreme weather, while others believe supernatural forces are at play. At number 4 are the numerous sightings reports of a large, hairy, bipedal creature roaming the Alaskan wilderness. Described as standing up to 10 feet tall with a foul odour, the so-called hairy man is Alaska's version of Bigfoot. It's said to emit a high-pitched cry, similar in sound to a bird, the loon. One account describes how 2 young men were walking near Naknek. When sighted, it seemed to be around 7 feet tall, a golden brown to blonde colour as illuminated by a streetlight. It crossed the road in front of them in only 4 or 5 paces. Notably, it seemed to float across rather than bounce as a human might as it walked. Something which I myself have witnessed with a sighting in Arkansas. Sometimes white, sometimes shades of brown, the Alaskan hairy man should make adventure seekers know that wherever they are, they're probably not alone. Number 5 takes us back to 1930, when a fur trapper arrived at the Inuit village of Ajikuni Lake to find it completely deserted. Food was left cooking and belongings remained untouched, but the villagers had vanished without a trace. Despite investigations, no explanation has ever been found for their sudden disappearance. It might be wondered if they suffered at the hands or claws of some of the creatures mentioned so far. It also must have happened just before the village was found to be abandoned, due to no animals having taken any of the foodstuffs. At number 6, we have mysterious lights that have been reported in various parts of Alaska, often described as glowing orbs moving erratically through the sky. Some believe these are spirits of the dead, while others think they're natural phenomena or even extraterrestrial in origin. Perhaps there are crystal deposits, such as quartz, below ground or within exposed rock layers, electrically charged by volcanic or tectonic action to create those balls of energy. Number 7 takes us to a location near Cantwell, where there's the massive abandoned Igloo City, which was intended to open as a hotel. Leon Smith poured time, money and concrete into the structure back in the 1970s, but time after time he couldn't meet the building codes required for new developments. The dome-shaped structure was never completed and stands silent against the mountainous background behind it. While guests were never welcomed into the hotel, perhaps something else did move in. Travellers often report an uneasiness as they pass by the structure. Some claim the air changes, becoming heavy and thick. Others hear soft whispering voices in the wind, or footsteps crunching in the snow when nobody else is around. Figures can also be seen within the structure, behind the broken windows. Just what may cause such events is intriguing, while no one stayed there and no one died there. Could it be because Leon Smith poured so much of himself into the project that some of his anguish about the failure remains? At number 8 is Eglutna Cemetery, about 25 miles from Anchorage. It's known for its colourful spirit houses built over graves, a blend of Russian Orthodox and Native Alaskan traditions. The structures resemble brightly painted long dog houses or small sheds and cover the whole cemetery atop the individual graves. Inside them are items that belong to the deceased, such as pots, utensils, cups, and smoking pipes. They were built because of the belief in Orthodox Russian and Eskimo beliefs that the dead wander for 40 days searching for personal possessions. The houses keep everything together, right there where the person's buried. Visitors to the cemetery, mind you, have reported seeing shadowy figures and hearing unexplained sounds, suggesting that some buried people haven't looked inside their little houses. Our pick for number 9 is the SS Nenana, a historic 5-deck stern-wheel paddle ship located in Fairbanks. Launched in 1933, it was used for cargo carrying by the Alaskan Railroad Service and by the military during World War II. Now it's a National Historic Landmark at Pioneer Park. The ship's rumoured to be haunted, with visitors and staff reporting hearing footsteps, voices, and even seeing apparitions aboard the vessel. Some believe the spirits of the former crew members still linger, tending to their duties eternally. Finally, we visit Chena Hot Springs Resort, which is only 9.3 miles from the North Pole. Known for its relaxing waters and views of the Northern Lights, it also has a spooky side. Guests have reported seeing ghostly figures, hearing whispers, and experiencing sudden drops in temperature. I suppose being 9.3 miles away from the North Pole, that can happen. The road leading to the resort features spook lights, which are said to resemble car headlights. They can hover in the sky and even follow your car, especially if it's after 7 p.m. in winter. Some balls of light reportedly merge together to form a light trail in the sky. Well, that wraps up our journey through Alaska's chilling chronicles, from shape-shifting creatures to haunted vessels. The last frontier is rich with tales that blur the line between myth and reality. Thanks for joining me on this eerie adventure. Until next time, keep your lanterns lit and your minds open, because you never know what might be lurking just beyond the tree line.